Okay, really at the heart, hey everybody, at the very heart of time management is interruptions. That's what we're going to dive in next. Take notes. Let's get started. If you walk around saying yes to everybody, then everyone knows that's how you manage your time. So you're training folks. If you walk around not negotiating your time, I didn't say no, okay, but I said negotiate. You negotiate your time. You have to negotiate your time. Your time is precious. Your time is the one thing that everybody wants. Your family, your friends, your children, your partners, everybody, your bank, everybody wants your time. Politicians want your vote, but everybody else wants your time. Okay. All right. And so you don't freely give it away because that's really the only capital that you have by which you can do everything else you want to do. So throughout the day, you have to work your goals, manage your interruptions, and protect your top goals. Now, I know what I just said was a tall order. I do negotiate a lot and I say yes to a lot, y'all, but I don't say yes without a negotiated statement because you have to realize people say, hey, you got 5 minutes? Because that's just a courteous way of saying, I'm about to broadside you and interrupt you. And so in order for Alexis to stop disrespecting Jonathan's time and for Jonathan not to then turn around and do that to her, I have to stop that and say, we are all stopping that. Everyone get organized. Everyone call effective meetings with another and stop bombarding each other with, oh, by the way, oh, by the way, oh, by the way. Otherwise, you're just not going to get out of it. Step number 2 is it.
Yeah, that's true, Maurice, because basically if you're wanting to plant the bloom, if the roots aren't pure and they're not grounded and they're not doing what they're supposed to do, then nothing's going to show any fruit down the road.
Yeah, you got to plant that and you got to keep the discipline. You got to nurture that garden and protect the garden. Y'all are all leaders in your departments or influencers. Start working this on your own. Start sharing with each other the rules and the guidelines of this, protecting and respecting each other's time, and then just watch what starts happening. Everyone is more mindful of it and everyone starts organizing themselves more because it doesn't work anymore for me to send 15 emails. Email is only for 2 things: major issues that you need to document up front because you're going to have to pull an important meeting, or 2, you're following up on a task or project that we've already talked about in person or at a meeting. Other than that, if you hit my email randomly, I'm going to reply, call a meeting. Hey, I hear you. There's 4 people involved. It looks like this could really take a long time. Why don't we call a meeting, have a Zoom, and let's get to it. I'm not understanding. So I'd like to respond, but I don't want to. Let's call a 10-minute meeting, make some decisions, and then let's start the email thread based on what we agreed. Because most of what happens in corporate America is we send emails because we don't want to have meetings, or we call meetings that should really be emails. So most of what's hitting everyone's emails right now is because people are not willing to talk first and then use email as a follow-up to what we said. And if we would simply follow those rules, emails would go down because the ones that do arrive are part of agreements and projects or things that we talked about that we were going to do. Instead of everybody trying to sit there and go, no, what is this about? So why did you copy her? What? You know what? I don't know. Or how about this one? Okay, yeah, why did you copy her? And why is she not involved? Okay, hold on. I'm going to reply to everybody. I'm going to bring somebody else in. Hey guys, boom. Now I got somebody else, and that person's going, what? Wait, I thought this was what? And all that just becomes time-consuming nightmare. And yet no one called a meeting to talk about that. And we have just killed easily. If any 5 people that you use in one email, you pretty much have to figure out 30 minutes per person per reply. And then we reply all, reply all, reply all, reply all. And we wonder why we're so overwhelmed. Practice these on your own and tell your team members, guys, I'm going to practice some new rules. I want you guys to practice new rules. And we're going to basically eventually teach everybody how it is that we handle things in our department because we now have a new approach to time management. Then at the end of the day, what you do is you close out your day. You prep your day, your following day. In other words, all right, Monday, quitting time is 5 o'clock, 4:40. You basically look at your list, you work, and because now it's just a whole mess because, life happens. And so you pretty much say, all right, I'm going to fix tomorrow. This goes tomorrow. You organize your schedule and then you ready for tomorrow and then go home for the day, which is really what the next thing is you repeat this on Tuesday through Friday. You start your day with a list, you negotiate throughout the day, you work to protect your goals, close the end of the day. What do you do Tuesday? You do that again. Wednesday, you do that again. Thursday, you do that again. Friday, you do that again. And it becomes a habit. The 2 guys that I'm helping right now, they get an email, they get a text from me at 6:30 in the morning. Hey guys, don't forget, start looking at your list. If you didn't make your list last night, do you have your list? And by 8:30, they're supposed to email me or text me a picture of their list and let me know. And then what I check with them so as to keep them in this routine. Then around 4:30, 5 o'clock, I text them and I say, hey guys, don't forget, you should have already been closing out your day. If you have any problems, let me know. Remember, prioritize A, B, C, work your schedule, send me a picture of tomorrow's list. And they send me, and until eventually they start sending me texts without asking. So therefore they can do it on their own. That's the goal of the routine, is to build a routine to where you are ahead of this. Then you repeat it throughout the day. Then step number 5. I love step number 5. I love all this, but I love step number 5. Y'all, I absolutely love step number 5. It's like the magic wand. It's like all of a sudden, you ready? On Wednesdays and Thursdays, you plan ahead with others. In other words, because you know what's happening to everybody on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Disconnecting. All right. So there's no point to call people and say, hey, Crystal, I need to meet with you. Can we meet? And I know what you're going to tell me. I know you're going to tell me, call me Monday. I'm not going to call you Monday. I'm not going to call you Monday. So my email is going to say, hey, Crystal, I don't want to keep you long. If you want to, I can call you. But listen, I want to see if perhaps I can meet with you next Tuesday. I can meet with you Wednesday of next week. I can meet with you Wednesday, Thursday. And I basically look at the things I have to do. I look at the projects I have to do. And I think in terms of who will I need to push this coming Monday. Therefore, I get ahead a few days on Wednesdays and Thursdays, and I push today, not for this week. I basically say, hey, wanted to run this by you. Don't forget, I need to check with you on Wednesday. Could you and I meet on Tuesday at 2 o'clock to follow up on? And so I send out, normally for me, it's about 5 to 7 emails on an average that I look at all that I have to do, and I just send those emails requesting to me to meet with folks or that I'm going to follow up with them. Okay. And the incredible amount of respect that they feel, that it's like, well, thanks, I appreciate that. Oh, sure. Hey, call me Tuesday, call me Wednesday. I actually don't agree to call anybody on Monday or Tuesday. It's usually Tuesday or Wednesday, Thursday. Or else, as a matter of fact, what I did with a client yesterday, I said, well, hey, look, how about I call you sometime Tuesday afternoon? Sure enough, I got back to my office and I texted her. I said, hey, Angela, Tuesday afternoon, I'm going to give you a call somewhere around 2 and 5. Is that good? Great. This morning, I sent her an email. I said, hey, look, I looked at my schedule. It'd be better for me to call you at 3:30. Within 10 minutes, she replied back. She says, that looks good. Locked into my invite. I have a meeting with her. I think I said Tuesday afternoon. It's the idea of getting ahead, because I know what you're going to go through hump day and through your rat race. I got to get ahead of that. But in order for me to get ahead of that, I got to get ahead of that before the hump day happens to you. So Wednesdays and Thursdays is the magic touch to make that happen. Then on Fridays, at the end of Friday, what do? Anybody take a guess? You close out your week. The same thing that you do at the end of the day, you close out your week and you make your list for the following week. If you can do a list and say, all right, on Monday, I'm going to do this, on Tuesday, I'm going to do this, on Wednesday, that's great. You get started, just worry about doing Monday. Because right now you're going to take a daily thing. Eventually you get into weekly. Fridays, what you do is you close out your week, you prep the next week, then you disconnect. And on Sunday night, step number 7, either Sunday night or early Monday before you go to work, you kind of review your list. Now, if you get really good at this to where you're step 6, you created a good list and nothing happened in your emails that by the time Monday morning doesn't change things, then that's fine. Just go from step 6 and start your week. But I normally find that things do happen. So you'd have to take a step number 7. And I tell folks at the end of Sunday night or early Monday morning, edit it, brush it off, and pump yourself up and get started. By Sunday night, I go and look at my list. I looked at any emails that I have that came over the weekend, which they shouldn't. That's a bad rule. It's a bad habit. Everyone works on the weekends. Is I then edit my list for Monday based on what came in by 7 o'clock on Sunday night or 10 o'clock at Sunday night. Why am I getting emails from you on Monday morning to meet at 10 o'clock? I don't want to do it anymore because everybody thinks the weekend is to push. I don't do that. I don't do that to you. I'm not doing that anymore. And watch how many hours will open up for you. That's why step number 7 is crucial, because I recognize it takes people time to adjust. So therefore, I'm willing to edit my list for Monday so that I can have good teamwork, collaboration, go into my meetings, and yes, I'll adjust for people.
The reality is when you have members calling on the phone, walking in the branches, those are not interruptions we can turn away.
Right.
That's something we have to stop and deal with. I mean, I try not to do it when we're in meetings, but there's even been times you have to get interrupted in a meeting because they need something right then plan to handle that member's issue.
When you're working in an environment like high customer service where the emergencies are the routine, then yeah, that's your priority. Your priority is to constantly be interrupted all the time.
Right.
But we have to bring some kind of balance, because you ever been to the hospital where you think it's an emergency, they walk in and they make you sit there for 9 hours because they triaged you? Tend to say, yes, we'll get back with you right away. And the client's thinking, okay, she's going to get back with me in 30 minutes. Not 30 minutes. I'm going to call again. I'm going to call again. I'm going to call again. I'm going to call again, because you didn't triage it. Okay. And so you train your customers that everything is now, and you're not giving them any sense of when you're going to get back with them. That's the first thing I would say. The second thing I'll say is this, is you said, I'm in a meeting, a member comes in and they can't find a manager. What do? Well, Judy, you go help them. You got to go help. Okay. But then you realize, okay, I just helped this person. That could have been avoided. Why could they not find a manager? Write that down. You're going to think about that. You're going to triage that. 3 hours later, happened again in that same branch. Same branch. Next day, happens in another branch. Okay, after 5 days of you tallying this, you're going to see a pattern, and you're going to see that your Denham Springs office, that happens a lot in my Denham Springs office. What's going on there? And if you dive into that, when you sit there and tell that branch manager, hey, listen, let me tell you, on Tuesday of last week, this happened. And then on Wednesday, this happened. And then on Thursday, it happened 3 times. On Friday, this happened. Half of them could have been managed better. What's going on? And then you'll find out what's going on. And your goal has to be, we have to Febreze this and lower the unnecessary instances, because otherwise everyone is going to keep practicing last minute emergencies and not fix those. But if they know that you're keeping a track and that you're asking about it, everyone will rise up to the occasion. So it's a matter of triaging, logging in, and then talking with your branch manager and saying, guys, let me tell you what I noticed last week. We got to work on this. What's going on? And then have those conversations. I'm not saying that fixes everything, but it certainly begins to reduce.
I see why now some of the managers react in the way that they do, when I think it's such a priority, but it really truly is not that top of a priority. And so I get it.
I like listing out the priorities too, A, B, C.
Hey, everybody, great job making it through this course. I look forward to hearing from you. Do not forget, jump into our hours to help you. We're here to help you. Go to the next module. If you have any questions, any problems, do not hesitate to contact me, contact one of the other coaches, contact one of the coaches that have been assigned to you. Don't hesitate. Use the system to interact with us, to messages, and take advantage of the time that you have with us. Having said that, thank you again for having joined us. Let's get moving to the next levels. Good luck. And again, thank you for joining the program. Honored to help you.